Hi, I'm James the Osteopath, and today we're going to be talking about low back pain in the center, down the sides, coming down through this area here. Now, I worked out the other day that I've done over 100,000 treatments. That's a lot of backs that I've fixed. Now, what we find is that there's very obvious patterns that if you start to follow, you can understand what's causing the problems and then how to fix them. And in this video, you're going to be able to understand exactly what's causing your back pain through doing a few different simple tests. And then once you understand that, we're going to be able to give you the right exercises that you need to fix the problem. Because of course, if you don't understand what your back pain is, what's causing it, doing an exercise is just guesswork, and it might be the wrong exercise for you. So we're going to be running through different tests, as I say today, to understand exactly what's causing your back pain, and then we're going to be coupling that with exercises to fix the problem. So let's start. The first type of back pain we're going to be talking about is a disc bulge or prolapse. Now, this is basically where the discs in your spine, in between each of these bones, can start to herniate and damage and push out. Now, that's going to look a little bit like this. So you can see that the disc in between bulges out, and that can press on the nerves and shoot pain down the legs. Or it might not shoot pain down the legs, but it could just be painful in your back. Now, to know whether you've got this problem, basically, if you get pain when you bend forwards, and twist, then that's putting pressure, increased pressure into the discs in your spine. You could simply have an achiness through this area. You could have pain that's a little bit sharper, but ultimately, bending forwards and twisting and sneezing, that increases the pressure in the disc. And if that's what causes your pain, let's make the good assumption that you've got some sort of disc bulge or prolapse. And here are the exercises that you need to do to fix it. So I want you to grab a chair and you're going to place it in front here. You're going to take a seat, hands either side on this chair, and then lift your hips off and let your hips hang like this. The weight of my hips is hanging down, and that is tractioning out and decompressing the disc. Because if you think of it like this, the disc is here. When you compress the disc, it bulges out. If you decompress the disc, it does that, and the bulge goes back in. So that's effectively what we're doing. Discs in the spine, they do like decompression. So we're decompressing like this. Another simple way you can do this exact same exercise would be going up to a kitchen counter, placing your elbows on and letting your hips just hang off. So basically weight on, legs hanging off, and that will traction out. Some people enjoy doing it from a pull-up bar where you're hanging from a door frame, a bar, and just hang yourself. That's decompressing your spine, and that is going to really help to decompress the discs in the lower back and get you feeling and moving a lot better. So the next type of back pain we're going to be talking about is surprisingly common. It is basically muscular. So muscular could be a tightness through the erector spinae or quadratus lumborum on one side. It could be both sides. It could be coming down through these areas here, and that's that glute medius, gluteus area. You'll know if you've got pain here because you get this tight feeling in the back where every movement you do feels restricted, and if you bend to the side you get a stretching tightness here. If you press into the muscles in the back, they're painful. But it's not necessarily bending that's going to be painful, because when you bend, sometimes you're just stretching a muscle and it actually feels better. But there's no disc problems in your case, in which case when you bend, no pain, but the muscles are still tight. Now we need some stretching exercises here to stretch out the muscles and loosen off this whole area to get yourself feeling and moving a lot better. The good news for you is that if you've got this muscular tightness and pain, there's a very good chance we can get rid of this problem with some simple exercises. So we're going to first do a simple knee hug. The best way to do this is to lie on your back. So you're going to lie down on your back and you're going to grab one knee and you're going to pull up. Hold for 30 seconds in this position and you're stretching right through the gluteus area, and then pull across the body. Keep your shoulders flat, pull across like this and hold that for 30 seconds in this position. You're going to feel a stretch right the way through here. And then the next exercise we're going to do is going to be in the hand, on your hands and knees. You're going to bring this knee up, and then I want you to reach your arm all the way through to there, and then all the way through to the top. All the way through to here and all the way through to the top. You're going to do that both sides. So of course, other side, do the same thing. Now these two exercises are really good at freeing up the tightness and restriction that builds up in your back if you've just got that general tightness. If you're sat down for a lot of the day, you may find this is your problem because you're not moving much, the muscles tighten over time, and that's something to avoid. So the third type of back pain, if you've got pain going off to the side, it's not both sides, and it's not only off to the side, but it's below the belt line around this area here. So in there, or of course the other side, then could have sacroiliac joint dysfunction. Basically means the pain is coming from the sacroiliac joint. So in the sacroiliac joint pain that's off to one side and below the belt line, you may well find that the pain you're getting is a sharp pain. So if you're sat on a chair and you go and get up, you'll get that sharp catching pain in there. Maybe someone plays golf and they get the sharp pain, or rolling over in bed, another common one. If you roll over in bed and you get a sharp catching, almost a locking pain in there that you need to give a minute to move yourself around, that could be sacroiliac joint pain. So what we're going to do is we're going to use an exercise called an MET, which is going to really help to try and restore proper alignment back into the pelvis and also decompress that joint. It's a pretty easy one. You're going to lie on your back. Now it looks similar to a previous exercise I've given you, but it's not the same. So you're going to bring your leg up to here, and then when you go as far as you can, I want you then to push your knee that direction. So you're pushing your knee that way against your arms. I'm pulling this way, but pushing my knee against. Push as hard as you can. So I'm pushing really hard that way, pulling up, holding for 10 seconds. Once I've done that, pull further. And then again, push that way, hard as you can, 10 seconds, and then pull up to here. Once you've done that 3 times through, you're then going to pull across the body, which gaps and decompresses that joint. Go as far as you can this way whilst keeping your shoulders flat. Create that real rotation through the lower back there. Hold for 30 seconds. And of course, in case it wasn't obvious, the pain is on my right-hand side here. So the next type of back pain is facet joint irritation. So if you've got pain down through the back, around this area in there, that is painful, not when you bend forwards. Bending forwards could be relieving, but extending backwards is where it's painful, especially off to the painful side. So coming off over to there, if I've got pain on that side of the right back, going there is painful and increases the pain, but going forwards relieves it, then you could have that facet joint irritation. As an example of what I'm saying here, we've got the joints down through the back of the spine where each of these bones joins onto each other. Those joints there can be irritated, inflamed, maybe out of alignment, and that pinches when you go backwards. It compresses the joint. In this example, we're going to give you a simple cat stretch with a bit of rotation. So go onto your hands and knees in this position, and then I want you to go all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. You're going to do that one for 20 repetitions, and then you're going to go side to side like this, 20 repetitions, and then similar to the other exercise, you're going to do a real rotation through there and to there. So full rotation, one side, then the other side. The point here is that we've got facet joint irritation. We need to try and free up and articulate those facet joints and get that moving better, because the more we keep it jammed up, the more that's going to be pressurized and aggravated. So we're running through a variety of different causes of back pain here. We've only got one more to go, and the last one, potentially the most common for people of an elderly age, I say elderly, maybe even 50, 60, 70 and above, is wear and tear, so arthritis. Now here, I've got a great example of what this looks like. So when you get wear and tear in the spine, there's a few things that happen. The discs in between the spine, in between the bones rather, they start to wear out and narrow off in height, and you can see the disc height starts collapsing down. When that happens, you get more pressure and pain through the area. You get more osteophytic lipping, which is basically these bony growths through here around the discs. That can be painful. That can pinch on nerves. Around the back here, the facet joints start to get more worn out, and more the smooth sides of the joints start getting rougher, and you get those osteophytic lipping areas through there as well, and that can all put pressure on the nerves. It can get tight and stiff and achy. The muscle around the area tightens up. It's just a bit of a mess. And what we can do in this instance is we can do a variety. We can decompress the spine to take pressure off the discs. We can also articulate the area to try and take pressure off the nerves and off the facet joints, and generally to try and get more freedom of movement back into an area. Now, of course, if you've got arthritis in the spine, the kind of exercises I'm going to be giving you are going to be more simple ones. They're not going to be big movements, because you might just hurt yourself more trying to do them. So back into this one, it's a simple cat stretch. It's all the way up, all the way down, full range of motion, and then side to side again, going from there to there. And then of course we've got a nice simple way to increase movement in the spine in a seated position. So basically sit in a chair, hold this leg here, hold the back of the chair and gently pull yourself around like this. You'll find you get a nice rotation through the spine. You want to go 30 seconds that side, 30 seconds that side. Do both sides and do it multiple times every single day. Now, if you are struggling to understand which type of back pain you've got, whether you've got a disc bulge, facet joint irritation, sacroiliac joint dysfunction, muscle pain, wear and tear, doesn't matter, because all the exercises I've given you are unlikely to hurt it, but it can at least do some good. And the best way for you to understand which exercise is going to be suitable for you, of course, is by trying it with guidance of what I've been explaining with regards to the diagnosis of what's causing your back pain. But try the exercise, and if you find it makes it worse, just don't do it. If you find it helps it, double down on it. So you may find that you find, oh, I think I've got a disc prolapse. So you do the disc bulge exercises to decompress the spine, and then you try one of the other exercises like the cat stretch for the wear and tear, and you go, actually, that felt really good, it's beneficial, in which case, just do it. Now, of course, I've got so many more back pain exercises, so click there or there, you can find some more, or go to my profile page. You'll find plenty of other short videos, which are going to be nice and quick for you to watch, so go and watch them now.